The dummy again. Now Hunt, here's the kick, here's the chase, here's Jesse Arthurs. That's a crisp try for the Broncos. And Arthurs. Is rushed up here. Galvin puts in the kick. And Louis got it! The teenager scores!
Control the Tigers.
This is a great chance for them. Ooh, there's strong contact. Now that could be a problem. That could be a problem.
Action on report in the wind.
So Brendan Piakora, who they've gone the length of the field. Galvin, the stab, Suka, no. Cobbo stays in the field of play, or does he?
No, I don't think he does.
Momentum's always going your hands on the line.
And they're done at the Tigers. They've forced a line drop out. Now the kick heading towards the touchline. It's caught the Tigers out. Dewey gets back. So now both teams have been surprised by a long line drop out. Oh, there's a chancey one. But Buller's in the clear. He shook off Gajewski. He burned Pate. He's got Walsh in front of him. Early ball to Ruba. Taruba scores! Tigers on the board again. A surprise dropout, then a surprise play. De Silva. Fainu's double pump. Bird chiming in. Buller as well. Tyler, look at it open up, and Tyler cruises over the line. And quickly, the Broncos have used up 4 tackles. Another slow play the ball. Oh my goodness! Arms like Inspector Gadget, Xavier Willison. Put it back behind the 40. Here he goes. Here's Adam Reynolds. He's got him before. And he might have got it. He's got a 2-point field goal. The 4th of his career. And then it scored the try that got the game back level. Xavier Willison. Hunt from inside the 40. He's got Engel. Oh, it's a magnificent kick from Ben Hunt. A perfect start to the second half for the Broncos. Left side really poised here. But Willison again. He's got 2. Xavier Willison is in.
And a great set play. Corey Pakes, the deception around the ruck.
So De Silva has been on for roughly 20-25 minutes in games this year, on much earlier than normal. Tonight, Walsh, dangerous around safe half. He shakes off Bird, still going. This is the Reece Walsh we know. Now he's put down. Good set, last. Oh, chip and chase. Reynolds cut the check on the way. Gets the bounce, and he will score! The old man still has legs, and Adam Reynolds under the posts. Coruscant really delayed that pass. Galvin didn't like what he saw. Back in field to a flat-footed Sione Fainu. Oh, Sione Fainu straight through and scores! Sione Fainu comes to Walsh. Walsh, magnificent pass, and Arthurs gets over. That's beautiful from Reece Walsh. Now comes to Hunt. On it goes. Stone's drawing into. Cobbo down the sideline. Oh, that is a bullet of a pass. All clear. Walters scores. Solid set. Walsh. High kick. Plenty of hot. And Shibasaki puts pressure. And it comes back here, and he's over. Shibasaki combining with Jaden Hunt, and it's a try. Well, the galloping goatee gets over. What a season he's having. Jaden Hunt. Dewey wants it short side. Gets it. The lovely pass. Dials in for a double. Adam Dewey was all over that set a couple of weeks in New Zealand. There's a little grubber from Terrell May. Look out, Reece Walsh. He kicks it long. And he's got toe. He's going to outrun Toe. Oh, that's a push. That's a push. Reece Walsh is down. And the referee there blows the penalty, and that's Sinbin. Has to be.
Well, he tripped him over. Yeah, whether he pushed him, tripped him, whatever it was, from start with Toa on Reece Walsh.
Walsh should be a handy kick if he can pot it. And bends it around. A stylish goal to win the night. So the final margin is 22. And muted smiles all round for the Broncos.
Madge, it was a good win, but the question everyone's asking is, how's the skipper? You'll have to ask him.
I'm all right, just tightened up a bit there and didn't want to risk anything, so...
Bit old age setting in.
Yeah,
So
bit of
will you
old
go
age.
for a scan at all, Ren, or is it like...
Yeah, I'll talk to the medical staff, but that's probably the plan for tomorrow.
You think you'll miss a game, Adam? You think you've had, I don't know how many you've had, but you feel like you'll miss next week?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel pretty good. I'm pretty positive as a person, so talk to the medical staff and go from there.
Was it
the chip and chase, or was it actually kicking the goal?
No, I done it in the first half. I felt it in the first half. Sort of got to half time, assessed it, and then seen a bit of space there. And the good thing is I got through without doing anything serious. So
You seem to call when after you kicked the goal, though, so I saw you sort of raise your hand up. Did you do something while you were kicking the goals?
no, I didn't want to kick the goal. I was looking for someone, but they're all facing the other way, walking back. So it was in front. So I only kicked it at probably 30-40%. So.
You must have been happy with the second half, even at the back end of the first half, after they got to that lead right on half time, but the second half they blew them away.
Yeah, it was a funny first half. We probably made a meal of a few things there. We had a few opportunities, but you're battling against an opposition, so they were coming at us pretty hard too. So it was nice to be able to see the boys control the back end of that first half, and they regrouped at half time. The boys actually spoke really well at half time about what they needed to do, and obviously they took that out and then got control and got back into the game.
And you must have been happy with your senior playmakers, like their young guns were sort of throwing a bit at you in that first half, but then he kicks a 2-point field goal, Ben Hunt comes up with a 40-20 and the chip and chase. They were big moments.
Yeah, experience, isn't it? That's what the boys definitely bring. But they throw a lot at you. They were shifting out of yardage and they were putting a lot of questions to us, so we had to work really hard defensively and obviously we put ourselves on the back foot a couple of times with a few six agains and penalties and things like that, which sort of was disjointed within the game, but the boys got together and made sure that they got it done in that second half.
Brendan, what's the story like with Brendan? Obviously,
he's okay. He's in there. Filthy that he's put his head in the wrong spot, but he's okay. He's in there singing and enjoying himself. So we'll go through the protocol there.
You don't often see a top forward change a game either side of half-time match. I mean, I know Adam kicked that field goal, which sort of gave you a bit of an edge, but Xavier, you must be stoked in what he's done for you there with his willpower and strength. Can you talk about him?
Yeah, I will. I mean, I'll talk about Paddy and the time that he puts on the field there. Like, he had to play a lot of time today. He's very thorough about what he was doing, and Big Pano did a good job, and then Exy just jumps on the back of that. So between Corey as well, that four sort of interchange there that we have there, they're working really well together. But Big X is doing a good job for us. He's growing as a player as well. I think just being around those other two and playing more footy, I think there's so much upside in him, and just learning how to do that week in, week out.
Brendan, you're a bit confused about the interpretations and the enforcement of the high shots. It was sort of players were getting put on report. There was sin biddings. I know you questioned a few times some of the decisions. As a player, are you a bit confused about what's going on at the moment?
I'm not really confused, just sort of frustrating, I suppose. It's so much stop-start. It's not ideal, but it's the way the game cracks down. I mean, we've got to protect the players in headshots, so I understand it. But, it's frustrating, but it's okay.
Reno, do you want to play next year? Have you made a decision around that?
I'll look after this year first. I've still got a job to do here, so that'll sort itself out in the future.
Are you feeling different to last year? You had a lot of injuries. It must have been a tough year. You're feeling sort of different. You're obviously playing.
Feeling younger.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying myself. I still feel like I've got a lot to give, and I've still got a big job to do this year, so I'm not even worried about next year at the moment. Worried about obviously getting my body right for next week and, doing my part for the team and trying to, put us in a good position.
If you don't play next week, like, how do you think Hunty could go as stepping up to that senior half position?
Yeah, good. He showed that tonight. He'd done some work there in the pre-season when I had the operation, so it's probably a blessing. He's a quality player. That's why we brought him to the club to deliver in those moments, and he'll do a fantastic job.
Badge, there was a lot made during the week about you being up against one of your former clubs. What did you make of that? And it's nice to get the 2 points.
Dobbo actually asked me the other day, didn't you, Dobbo? Look, to be honest, I only look forward. I mean, I learn a lot off anywhere I've been, off all the different walks of my coaching, and I'm really enjoying coaching this group. That's all I focus on. We needed to get the win. It was really important to get another 2 points. It was a challenge, and we need to make sure we get ourselves sorted for next week now.
Madge, anything's team shaping up? Like, you're obviously winning, which is what you would need to be doing, but it seems like they've got a lot of improvement in front of them.
Yeah, I think we have. I think, and that depends on what the game throws at you too. And then being able to handle moments like today, sometimes you can, put yourself in, some situations where you can't get yourself out of that. But the group are pretty calm through that period of when we had to challenge and sort ourselves out. And as I said at half time, the boys were excellent. They came in and they knew exactly what they needed to do, and they went out and did that. So it's good to have a group that can actually change things very quickly on the run, rather than sort of having to do it at the back end of a game or in your review down the track and talk about what you need to do. They're fixing things as we go. Thanks, Chris.
Benji, you're in the game early and it was a real arm wrestle. How'd you see it after that?
Yeah, I thought we came out with real good intent and executed the way we wanted to play in the first half. And I'm really proud of the guys' effort. I think what I learned tonight is we got a team that when we get it right, we can do some good things. And then 40-20 after half time, chip and chase from Reno, and then they sort of took the game out of our hands. Bit of scoreboard pressure, and we made a few errors. But in saying that, I'm proud of my team.
Young halves were really good in that first half, weren't they? I mean, there's a huge gap between experience.
Yeah.
And yet, Galvin's kicking and Latu was going great too. You must have been happy with the way they took the game.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, well, I thought the first half was really good. Probably the last 5 minutes of the first half, not so good. But up until that try from dummy half and then the field goal, I thought we probably deserved to be up by a few more points, to be honest. But anyway, that's footy. Half time we had a chance to come out, and the 40-20 caught us off guard, and they scored, and then the chip and chase, and then the game was done.
Ben, what's your take on these players getting put on report? It's just crazy at the moment. The interpretations are varying every single game. I'd be interested to know yours, and Appy, what you're thinking, how it's been.
Honestly, I don't know. That's probably the best answer I can give. And also we're on the end of a loss, so probably ask the winning coach. I don't want to sound like a whinger.
Appy, you've been around
he doesn't know.
a long time.
Yeah, he's got nothing to say.
It was a good effort, but you're probably not going to win too many games considering that amount of points. Where do you think it sort of fell apart in the second half?
Yeah, I think the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, like you're talking about specifically the points, but there are moments in the game where we got put under scoreboard pressure and we're chasing the win, and we made errors which gives them more field position. If you're in the game, you complete more sets and you go like toe to toe with the cycle of the game, but when you're chasing points, you start forcing your hand a bit and forcing errors, and that's what we did. So it's credit to them. They're a really good side, honestly, probably top 3-4 in the comp. A chance of winning it this year, so they outclassed us in the end, but our boys showed some really good fight, and there's a lot as a coach I can take away from it.
Doreen showing a lot of creativity too. Like, he's obviously made line breaks, but he set up a couple of tries. He must be loving the way he's coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think his development's been great. We love having him in our team. And that's for a lot of our team. As a club, I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Things are improving. We're 2 from 5 at the moment. So we've got a big game again this week. Great. Thanks.